Indiana needs a three. Wheeler tiptoeing the baseline out to Boston. Boston will hoist. Oh, send us into overtime. How about we keep playing?
I mean, they're trying to get Kelsey Mitchell in the corner, attacking the basket.
Clark going behind the back, trying to create off the Boston screen. Back to Boston. Boston turns the corner, gets to the rim, and ties the game.
It's a screen, and then it's a fake dribble, fake the handoff. Kubai was substitute.
Flicks it up there.
Jefferson inside, charging Gustafson. Denial. Aliyah Boston, the eraser.
No one other than AB. She's done a great job with a nice little stare down as well. Getting it all, nothing but ball.
She had her most emphatic block of the season back in the second quarter, but this may be her most meaningful block of the year.
Wheeler floats it up, another rebound for Boston, who puts it back. 91-89, and the rookie with a big-time bucket.
Williams has to come over and help. No one really puts a body on her to create the space to get her out of position. Boston stays patient. Once again, in the right place at the right time when the switch happens. I mean, Aliyah Boston is not playing like a rookie in this game.
Here's Boston backing in. Boston trying to muscle her way through, fading and getting the shot to go.
Man, just the muscle down there and the grit already. I mean, that was a hard turnaround.
Mitchell screen, the switch on to Gray. Samuelson inside. Boston working on Tyus. Spins and matches her career high.
2 strong dribbles to the midline and a spin back to the left shoulder. She has been working and working and working on this. If you watch her in pregame warm-ups, this is a part of her routine. 2 strong dribbles, spin back. She buries Parker Tyus in the rim.
And there was some contact there too. It could have been.
Shot clock all the way down to 8. Wheeler shovels it in. At 5, Boston forces it up and in. Nice save from Aliyah Boston.
Tiffany Haynes is guarding, who's extremely athletic, but you're going to be able to give that break to Jackie Young.
Boston backing in and laying it in. And Indiana back within 6.
You talk about poise. And again, I know Dawn Staley's at home eating her popcorn, just enjoying the show that both of her former...
Clark going behind the back, trying to create off the Boston screen. Back to Boston. Boston turns the corner, gets to the rim, and ties the game.
It's a screen, and then it's a fake dribble, fake the handoff. Kubai was substitute.
Season stats don't count, but maybe something she'll look to add to the arsenal this year. Wheeler on a back cut, and the find by Boston. Wheeler in, Boston, quick fire, and rolls it in. Excellence on the inbound. I think an NFL receiver
I was going to say, you could
would
go with
approve
that.
as well.
A little OBJ action.
Boston taking herself, the spin, oh the moves, Boston lays it in. Big minutes too here for Maya Caldwell. Caldwell gets inside, lost the handle, gets it back, shot clock down to 7. Shovels to Boston, who fakes and scores. In her first game as a pro, has the Fever back within a possession here. Showing off the post move.
Boston going at Cheyenne Parker. That's a professional move.
That's a tough move. Boston sizing up Parker, uses the back down, beautiful footwork, and right over the top. You see what made her so special and why she commanded double, just continuing to dominate. It doesn't matter what team she's on.
16 at New York Saturday in the loss. Hull down the lane.
On the glass.
Boston sets the screen, rolls, 1 dribble. Rookie, are you kidding? Boston has been fed early in Connecticut. Nice finish by Boston.
And when we talked to Christy Sides about her, she just said, when I hear Aliyah Boston's name, I smile because I've been watching her.
5 of 6 overall with the steal. Over the shoulder, Boston head up, spinning, finishing.
Blocks perfectly, and then that trail three makes her lethal in the offense.
And count the bucket for Boston.
Really trying to push the pace. We have really been at a slow pace here to begin this one. Boston spinning, the matchup on Billings. Boston wins it.
That is just too easy.
Well, back-to-back buckets for Boston in this battle here with Billings. She has won. Coming up just back to Boston. Boston fakes it in and an and one. Buckets. Boston looking to make it 3 when we return. She did just that against Marina Mabry on Thursday. Wallace sees the double team, feeds Boston. Boston the shot fake, got Parker in the air. She's automatic when that happens.
They're right back in this within game for each.
Howard gets by Wallace, runs into Boston, who denies her. Her defensive rim protection. I think we got a technical.
5 seconds left to go in the first half. Mitchell trying to create around Russell. Got to get it up. And does the Boston at the buzzer. Brilliantly executed.
All Indiana in the fourth.
It's been a good crowd tonight. They will respond if the Storm can get a bucket, a stop, and a bucket. But it's been that first bucket that's been the problem.
This team is making massive improvement from the last few years where they just have struggled.
And a backdoor cut there by Jewel, and just no breathing room inside.
As many games this season in June than they did all of last year.
Yeah, they come in 5 and 8. They were 5 and 31 last season.
As the backdoor cut is good, the reverse for Mitchell.
Caldwell draped on Williams. Here is Elizabeth Williams. Back for Courtney. Shot fakes. Had it deflected. Oh, that's all Boston. And Boston the outlet pass. Smith gets behind the defense and lays it in.
Collier. Oh, the slap by Boston. That's a good, clean block. Hoping to seal it here in the final 3+ minutes of the fourth quarter. Boston spinning on Yuha. Aliyah Boston, she's not done. They lost by 2 points. It was just a heartbreaker of a loss, and that was the low point, I think, at 1-7. Boston, the turnaround goes.
Goes to Boston, count the bucket and the foul.
Well, here's Amanda Zowie B going downstairs to the rookie, Aliyah Boston, for the deuce inside, her first bucket.
Hole on the drive, cut off by Agumbawale into a crowd. Smith pulled it down, out for Boston, you bet.
That was part of the play, Pat, if you didn't know. That was all.
Fever back in front. Boston playing in her first game of her WNBA career without Alyssa Smith beside her. She'll get even more of the focus, the defensive attention here this afternoon. Boston backing in on Jones, good position, and flips it in. The Liberty will likely be without a center here for the final 6-12. Can Boston and the Fever take advantage? That's a good start.
Yes, it is. Get to the block. You really see a lot of black jerseys in the paint to even make it hard to have that entry pass in there. He does a good job recognizing where the defense is, but 1, 2, 3, 4 black jerseys are just swarming Boston, and it's still not enough. He did a good job just up over the defense to get that and one.
Berger thought about the three and said we'll settle into Indiana's offense. Boston, backdoor pass, Mitchell with the reverse.
That was a beautiful thread to needle there by Aliyah Boston.
Ionescu with a huge answer. Here was that backdoor pass to Mitchell. Now the silver lining of these injuries is the Fever get them right into the All-Star break as Boston backdoor pass, it's Wheeler. Vivians gets inside, runs out of room. Back for Wheeler, inside Boston. Boston muscles inside and finishes. New York has not trailed in the extra session. They have not trailed since the second quarter. Indiana's been right on their tail lately as Boston goes back to work and rattles it home.
Which, as a player, forces you to
create something, make a play, make something happen.
She has really come on strong here as her rookie season has continued. Williams tried to get it to her, is knocked away by Boston. Outlet pass to Wheeler. It's a 2-on-1. Wheeler takes it herself and finishes. As Wheeler misses her own jump shot, but the Fever an offensive rebound. There's a hope perhaps if you're Indiana that jump shooting will cool off as Boston gets inside, draws the foul and banks it home.
Being able to face out, that's when the shot has to really fall. But here, having those points in the paint.
Got 2 shots to drop on Sunday. Indiana trying to reestablish Boston here. Backdoor pass, it's Boston to Berger. It's a couple rebounds and already a pair of assists.
Great job getting the ball into her, just being patient. It's all about patience. As soon as you recognize where the defense is.
Here is Boston, who took just 3 shots in the first half. Boston going to work, spins inside, and gets it to go. Looks to set the tone here in the second half, and they've done a nice job here in the opening 95 seconds.
Great footwork. It really looked like.
How vividly do you still remember that moment? It's been a little while now.
It has, but my family doesn't let that live it down. I think they do a good job just making me feel.
Beaver had that advantage. Up to 6. Boston just lobbing it in there. Tight quarters. Cannon comes away with it. But not before this brilliant find to Cannon. I think Boston's a little. There's Caldwell once again with an offensive rebound. Final 4 seconds here for Indiana. Boston launches and buries a 3. Here is Carrington, gets inside, had it blocked. The level of rim protector that she is already as a rookie.
Been waiting to see a block from Boston in this one.
Emma Cannon now in her 3rd start of the season. What she's been able to do for this squad, her confidence continues to go up. Cheyenne Parker, relentless, but blocked at the rim by Aliyah Boston.
You're looking at the Los Angeles Sparks offense, half-court set. They're looking for a Boumaké to get them going. If they're able to get out and transition for a turnover, it's really tough to defend.
Here is Boston launching and splashing home a 3.
Added boost of confidence into you step into these shots with that. You come out of the timeout, draw that play up. Great execution there.
Grace Berger, the rookie out of Indiana, in for her first minutes. Boston spinning on Hamby, has the size advantage, uses it for an and 1.
Does a great job once again here. Overplayed, reverse dribble with the left hand. Smaller guard tries to come and help. No match here for Aliyah Boston at the rim.
Well, those previous 2 games for Boston. Wheeler sees the double, able to get it to Boston. Boston inside, cutting hole.
Incredible vision there by Boston. Great read, offensive possession. Great execution here. Good read by Boston and Hull.
It's Boston's first missed shot. She hit all 5 in the first half. Agumake rolling, and the denial.
Contesting without fouling, coming up with the block shot.
Please don't miss out. Take full advantage. Queso is the best.
We'll see if the Fever can get there. That 80-point mark has been a magic number here this year. And Boston gets that one to go inside. Boston with an early 4 points. So Christy Sides keeps that challenge in her back pocket. Boston to the cutting Wallace.
Great pass.
Being number 1 in the standings, hasn't talked about the Commissioner's Cup.
Taking it game by game, and it's worked out so far. Off the steal, Mitchell.
Defensive end, active hands, pursuing the basketball. And then how about the versatility for her to run the break and get being number 1 in the standings, hasn't talked about the Commissioner's Cup.
Taking it game by game, and it's worked out so far. Off the steal, Mitchell into double figures and got fouled again.
Defensive end, active hands, pursuing the basketball. And then how about the versatility for her to run the break and get, you miss a shot and she keeps it alive, gives you another chance to get a bucket.
That's one thing Hull does. Relentless is the word that head coach Christy Sides uses to describe her. Boston.
Right before they took the floor for this half, and her message was, stop Brianna Stewart. You know, you guys heard that in some of her mic'd up piece. She also feels like this game is very winnable.
Get it? Nescu inside to Jonquel Jones. Boston with the block. Her first of the game, and the ball goes over.
It's a fun matchup. We talked about the defense. Aliyah Boston.
Mitchell leaving it for Boston, spinning, and that is why she is a top candidate for Rookie of the Year.
The fever, and look at the screens, and Mitchell getting Boston on the wing all by herself, and she's got such great moves down low, not just over the left shoulder.
And Indiana goes to work with a 5-point lead. Boston, double team, step through. Wow.
Yeah, Soko on her now, and as you said, the double team, she gets a digit. Yeah, you've got to pick her up at the free throw line. You can't allow her to get that deep.
Turner with a big rebound. Sutton pulls it away from Berger, and Boston is right there. Played that beautifully. Mitchell, 3 on the way, is wet.
She stepped up, and that's why she's on the court early and for a long time.
Look at Boston running the floor, coming up with the block. Boston's been excellent on the defensive end so far as Mitchell goes coast to coast.
I'm thinking about her WNBA career, her overseas career, her Kentucky career, have always been one to improve from one to the next. So I'm expecting big things years to come.
Oh, Boston trying to do a lot of the same. 2 draft classes. There have been 2 transcendent players, and they're both on the floor right now.
Oh, my goodness. I mean, just the power. That is, Monique Billings is a tough player. She is by no means.
Here is Boston backing, spinning, firing, and hitting.
It's nothing but net. She comes, she probes, she sees that there might be a...
Boston had it knocked away by Parker. Shot clock winding down again. Boston, oh, it's backdoor, and it's Mitchell to the rescue. There was that backdoor pass from Boston to Mitchell.
And exactly where you want to go. And Alicia Gray, and with comfortability going there, we saw in warm-ups as well just how efficient she can be, and she's definitely efficient tonight.
Wheeler can't get the runner. It works out for Indiana. Boston a bucket and a foul.
It's comfortable, but she's not rushed. Aliyah Boston doing Aliyah Boston things down there, really trying to...
At times this season, that has been their little bugaboo. Boston inside in traffic, counted, and she'll go to the line.
A rookie season. She's not intimidated. She's going up against one of the most dominant, longest, most physical defenders. And it wasn't always penetration that came off of ball screens, although that was a problem. Whew. She's a problem. She's a real problem.
Aliyah Boston, incredible.
Again, just that using the F word in the paint really well, whether it's off of Dallas's makes in the backcourt or in the front court.
Single digits the last 3 games for Crystal Dangerfield. She's got 4 tonight.
Copper's game so well. They're able to play without stepping on each other's toes, just really compliment.
Boston the fake, gets inside and finishes.
Indiana mix. They made one change at the trade deadline. They traded Queen Egbo to Washington, received Amanda Zawibi as Wheeler drops a reverse.
You see Aliyah looking, she's waiting for someone to cut, she sees the double team, splits it. For Wheeler for 2, slashing down the lane.
Coming back, they're playing extremely hard.
Boston working on a fellow rookie in Uhas. Oh, Boston wins that battle. And an and one coming.
From the top, she is not a one-dimensional player. That was from the wing all the way to the other side of the block. Got great to her sweet spot, really sized up the defense, and I talked about that footwork. She had...
Boston sees the double, spins right by it.
We've seen that more times this year.
Aliyah Boston rounding out her rookie year in high form. With 5 minutes to go in Atlanta. But right now, the Lynx not holding up their end of the bargain. Boston, oh, the spin! And Boston puts Indiana up by 5.
Pick and roll sequence here. Great bounce pass and put her in the...
You've got to figure out what else she has in that arsenal and that toolkit to get past some of these great defenders that are sometimes going to be 6'3", 6'4".
Oh, slick pass from Clark on the inside.
But she's one of the best assist women in the WNBA. Looking forward to seeing her the rest of the season.
We got it.
Boston bullies inside, a spin move to the rim. Continues attacking, and we'll get to the foul line here.
You see
Look at Boston.
Yeah, you see the pause there at the top of the key, seeing if there's anything on a pass. She elects to.
Backdoor, nice find. Boston to Mitchell for the finish.
Second time we've seen that connection on the backdoor cut.
Started 2-0. Here's Boston. Boston trying to take Sabali. Boston fading and hitting. A more confident take there from Aliyah Boston.
Well, and a smaller defender.
She told us the other day, I know I'm going to get grabbed. I'm going to get chucked. Backdoor. Clark lays it in as she loses Lainey Hamilton. Lainey Hamilton getting into it a little bit verbally.
Just a great cut backdoor by Caitlin Clark.
Gives it up. 4 to shoot. Katie Lou Samuelson with 1 to shoot. Boston has to put it up and flips it in. Nice job by Boston to beat the shot clock.
Yeah, sometimes players come in, work their way into shape. She came in prime shape, it looks like.
Boston turns and flips it in. Aliyah Boston up to 10 points to go with 7 rebounds.
Skylar Diggins-Smith getting that matchup on Caitlin Clark. They're going to double all screens.
Good pass inside, and the doubles come, and the ball rotation
Of a first half is something to their liking.
No doubt. But this has been sort of the fate of the Indiana Fever in this young season, is playing from behind.
How about Boston there with the reverse?
Feed it, and give it to her.
Her lone game without a double-double was 29-9 in Vegas. Nice back door. Mitchell left all alone.
Great job by Kelsey Mitchell, moving without the basketball.
Wheeler being hounded. Boston thought about the 3. Opts for Clark. Back for a rolling Boston. Foul and 1. Clark hesitating. Boston straightaway 3. She connects.
3 for 6 on the season on it, but certainly it is a part of her game now. And that's just a nice kick out and spot up 3. That's not a pick and pop 3, but she's certainly capable.
11 off the bench for Cardoso in her debut. Here's Boston, bodying in. Boston looking for an angle, flips it in, plus the foul. A chance for 3 for Aliyah Boston.
And end this run, and it's one-on-one coverage. These two who have done this so many times. Get together, and just a great job by Aliyah Boston, using her body, using her strength, getting Cardoso to lean and getting the and one.
And you saw what Sandy Brondello said after the game in the locker room as Boston gets that to go, and she'll head to the free throw line as we take another look here, Roz.
She's already 6'4". She can shoot over anybody. It's unbelievable.
Leading scorer for the Sun at just under 19 a game. Aliyah Boston goes to work on Brianna Dawes. Mark in the open court, mismatch Nelson Adota. That means Boston has a height advantage. Drop off, Mitchell scores.
Not just great movement without the ball by Kelsey Mitchell, but great pass from Aliyah Boston.
Alyssa Thomas, push pass. Aliyah Boston returns the favor. 4 personal fouls, and she ran into foul trouble here at Mohegan Sun a month ago tomorrow.
Nice pass by Boston as well, leading Wheeler to the basket.
Wheeler lobs it back. They look Boston's direction again, and Aliyah Boston cashing in. It's been a Boston beatdown here in the first.
Aliyah Boston, good time and score recognition and the shot fake. Another.
Get it inside. You know Cardoso's going to get some touches too.
All 7 shots have come from 2 players, and that's one of them, Mabry. And Cardoso gets blocked by Boston.
And you got to be so careful to pick your poison, pick your spots with gambling.
Good ball movement by the Sky. Reese up against Aliyah Boston, who gets her. Reese is calling for a foul. She won't get it, and here come the Fever.
She's calm. She's not getting flustered.
12 points in the game. Allen gets blocked. Fever looking for numbers. Clark to Wallace. Back to Clark. Shovel pass, Boston. Post feed. Boston. Oh, beats the clock. Wow.
Here,
does such a nice job. Aliyah Boston
would be a Fever franchise record. Here's Clark going through the legs, bouncing for Boston, draws the foul, and one.
So good the last few games. I mean, really looks terrific, shaping up to the ball, moving without the ball, doing the work early in the paint.
You see a game lack the momentum swings that this one has had. There's Boston teeing up a three. You bet! Such a natural looking stroke.
And Indiana just runs some great.
Played multiple positions, and her defense this season has been outstanding.
The steal for Aliyah Boston, the send up the floor to Nalissa Smith. Five seconds on the shot clock. Hole three ball good.
The ball movement.
Technical foul here.
I mean, what a catch in traffic by Aliyah Boston, and she can be a facilitator at that center position.
Here's Boston directing traffic. Boston stuck on an island, will take and hit from three. It's a 1-point game. What a shot from Aliyah Boston.
How about this from Aliyah Boston? A little two-step first, but she gets her feet set. It's contested well. And that looked pure from the second it left her hand, Ryan.
18 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists.
Erica Wheeler's like, all right, I'll head back to the bench then.
Here's a whip pass to Boston. Inside Smith. Nicely done by Indiana. And it's 6-4, and we're off to a quick start here.
They don't want to get in a three-point shootout with Indiana, but they certainly love to fire right back with answers.
Oh, great touch pass inside. First from Clark to Boston, and then to Benley inside for the layup. Here's Clark in the corner. She has been hounded by Horston. Just watch Horston's defense. Good flip pass to Boston. Spin move, that was a beauty, and that's where she wants the basketball. You were talking about that earlier. Good defense by Gumake. Now Clark hounded by Diggins Smith. Flips it back. Boston hits it with one on the shot clock.
Mitchell back out to Smith. Cunningham switches out onto Clark. Sprays it out for three. Boston got it. Aliyah Boston, you noted her improved three-point shooting this year.
Really worked on her face-up game, Mark. That's her 6th triple of the season. Shooting better than 42%. Have not had one yet here in the second. Aliyah Boston, you help off the strong corner.
From three and missed 5 of their 10 free throws.
Nice backdoor feed by Boston. You saw some eye contact between Boston and Clark before the ball came inbound. It's just a...
She's got 5 points here in the third quarter. They can't get that one, but persistence paying off. Boston gets it right back. Kelsey Mitchell throws the three-pointer. Place on fire, but the work started with Aliyah Boston.
It did. Just continuing with the play. Aliyah Boston gets the steal and then the opportunity for one of the best scorers in the league to knock down a shot. She's wide open. Kelsey Mitchell drills it.
5 to shoot. Boston with the blow-by.
She has risen up the league's assist ranks. And there's the afternoon second in assists in the WNBA. And there's Boston with an early block.
Great shots. Unfortunately, that one came up off, but being able to go, knowing that did exactly what you can, and yet another steal here by the Fever. Their defense is great.
This time it's Boston. Mitchell going back door. This time it's Boston with the feed and an ad run.
And they want to play. They want to push. What a great bounce pass there by, I thought it was Caitlin Clark.
Backing in on Copper, fades, fires, and can't connect. Boston battling. Boston pulls it down. Somehow tiptoes the baseline. Oh, Boston with a shot fake. She'll take it right in for an ad run.
Beautiful basketball. It's just the way that they play. They are not doing anything bad right now. Everything is working. They have to continue with this same intensity.
Austin Mitchell right up the guts. Mitchell draws the foul.
McCowan, Brown, Howard, Sobley when healthy. Oh my.
That's a Boston block.
Boston just staying with it knowing the scout, working to stay attached and recover.
Cowan missed the opportunity for a three-point play. Baseline, nice move by Boston, count it.
Of Caitlin Clark and Aliyah Boston, back-to-back #1 picks, making good, and the future look bright.
Caitlin through the lane. Boston from long range. Aliyah Boston hits her 7th three of the season.
We didn't play real defense.
All right, fair assessment. Nice pass from Clark. Right to her teammate Boston, who lays it in.
You extend the pressure. We've seen that this entire second quarter from the national team.
Jones, great seal, and the finish on the delivery from Boston.
This Fever team is well rested. They had one Olympian and Christy Wallace. Other than that, this group has been together here for the last month or so as Boston finds Mitchell, who finishes. Has grown, their chemistry has grown. Boston cross-court, Wheeler buries a three.
There we go, Wheeler. She's good for a few of them.
Oh, what a pass. Boston to Mitchell for the finish.
Again, a team hasn't had to slow down Nafisa Collier yet, so they're trying to figure it out. Double team comes against Boston, and she finds her way through it.
Fever never trailed on Monday night in Atlanta. An early 6-point hole from Gainbridge Fieldhouse. Here's Aliyah Boston's first touch, backing her way in, and Boston banks it home.
Watch the patience and the poise. She's reading help. There's no help coming. She does a really good job of getting to the mid. You can't always blame the screener for that. Sometimes it's the ball handler that doesn't wait. Oh, look at that back door. Beautiful. A beautiful setup and one, Pat.
Boston taking it inside. Feed to Smith, who buries a three.
Just love the way Aliyah Boston is attacking inside, but aware of the space around her beyond the arc.
Indiana Fever arguably playing and statistically playing some of the best basketball since the break.
Second foot race, right?
And we'll come the other way, the 2-point advantage.
If you have shooters on the weak side.
Oh, great play, and it ends up in Caitlin Clark getting her 19th point.
That's
just about 9 boards a game. Boston season opening. Satu closes. Count the basket and a foul.
And so Boston brings it up. So now they start their offense in a different way. Did you see where she looked to the corner?
Right.
And
Here's Aliyah Boston going to work on Stevens, and Boston wins the matchup.
Because she is a willing passer, and if you bring two, she'll find an open three-point shooter. So
the bench has 21 of their 44 points as Boston backdoor cut. It's Mitchell.
And that play has worked.
Run here so far tonight, and this offense has been a little out of sync at times. Boston spinning inside, right around McDonald.
Beautiful move. Such a good two-man game. Nobody in the league runs more two-man game than Clark and Boston.
A good defense there by Carlson. Shot clock down to 5. Boston trying to create with the shot clock low, and Boston will.
And if you don't send multiple bodies at Boston, here it is. Here's the feed. She's looking. Oh, there's nobody else there. Let me just go ahead and spin back with a nice.
Boston shot fakes the three, pulls up, and gets the bounce herself. And trying to free up Mitchell. She can't get open. Boston takes it herself, fires it up, and it stays down. And it's Young's third foul here, so she's into a little bit of foul trouble early in the third quarter. Boston backdoor, it's Mitchell again. In the first half, including a 5-point advantage with a couple minutes left. Trying to regain that lead, it's Mitchell on a backdoor cut, and Boston with the fine.
has been back and is trying to get herself back in a good rhythm. Mitchell got behind her on the defensive end, able to lay that up and in.
Mitchell gives it up. Boston rummaging inside, gets fouled and finishes. Aliyah Boston a chance for three.
15-footer, so her with the little pump fake gets Jones leaning and then drives to her left side.
There's Clark off the steal. Clark into the paint, bounces to Boston, who lays it in, plus the foul. Debut.
Pushing in transition, and good job by Aliyah Boston to continue to run the floor, finishes.
Good defense there by Carlton. Shot clock down to 5. Boston trying to create with the shot clock low, and Boston will.
And if you don't send multiple bodies at Boston, here it is. Here's the feed. She's looking. Oh, there's nobody else there. Let me just go ahead and spin back with a nice
inside. But Collier more than capable, defending bigger than her size. And once again, it's Clark ahead to Boston. He hold another offensive rebound. He's got a couple of them here in the early going, and Boston with a massive size advantage and takes advantage.
Poise is the name. Any given ball, this league is so good. You have to be able to be ready to play. And in here, it just recognizes where the defense is at.
Wednesday, she was right there though with 18. Clark looking ahead and finds Boston.
Yeah, that's got to be a part of the scouting report.
But there is a foul.
And she's already past the half court before anybody recognizes who has the ball. You have to put a body on her because of her court awareness.